back to the channel. Today I'm reviewing Life is Strange, the small indie title that captivated into a large-scale hit. And before I start this review, I'm going to warn you guys in advance that spoilers will be inbound. So if you haven't finished Life is Strange or haven't finished a recent episode of Life is Strange, I recommend avoiding this review until you do so. But for those who don't care about spoilers or who have finished Life is Strange, grab your cameras, grab your recent photos, and take a trip down with me to Arcadia Bay, and let's get started. The small episodic indie title Life is Strange debuted in January of 2015. Starring you in the hands of Max Caulfield, a simple shy teenage girl in high school who gets herself wrapped around the big mystery of someone's disappearance once she discovers she has the powers to rewind time. After unlocking these powers to save her old friend Chloe Price from death, Max and Chloe begin using these time powers to find out what happened to the classmate that disappeared and who's behind the recent major events in Blackwell Academy and the storm itself. Life is Strange touches up on some real-life issues that teenagers go through throughout the episodes of the game. From teenage depression, pressure and anxiety, pregnancy, high school dropouts, and many more. While this may be a game wrapped around a fantasy tale of time, the writing is well written and strong enough to push on the basis of that. With the classmate Kate suffering from levels of clinical depression, another classmate Dana taking contraceptive pills for pregnancy, Chloe being a dropout for not being able to handle high school completely, Life is Strange puts a bit of realism into the imaginary tale. Life is Strange takes the telltale route for its game with each decision weighing heavily throughout the episode, and they truly weigh out on each episode. Life is Strange makes a reminder for the choices you did back in the first and second episode to the fourth or fifth episode. Life is Strange pulls no punches when it comes to deciding the choices and fully reaping the options that come after. Life is Strange shows you that choices really do matter. Whether it's a big or small one, no matter if you can rewind time or not, the choices weigh heavily. Now see, I was really about to dive in on what Life is Strange really gives to you throughout this experience, but I can't do that without giving you the pros and cons first. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce to you the pros. My first pro for Life is Strange is that I love the art style for this game. The cel shading art style works perfectly here, and that every character has their own individual and unique style that's fleshed out by how the artwork and drawing was done for them in Life is Strange. From the truckers and fishermen who give you that campy and homey feeling, to Victoria and the Vortex Club who wear the preppy clothing, with Chloe in her punk outfit and Max in her hipster style wear, the artwork brings this game alive. It is definitely a pro for me. My next pro for Life is Strange is that the writing and pacing for this game is phenomenal. I'm talking TV show and movie style quality from Life is Strange. The game is written so well and the story is done so good just because the pacing keeps you on the edge of your seat and reel you in for a massive reveal, and similar with the scene between Max and Chloe that'll get really deep and introspective that'll calm it down, then bring the tension right back up to the next scene for how truly good this is. It is definitely a pro for me. My next pro for Life is Strange is that the soundtrack fits the mood of the game completely. The soft contemporary rock music for introspective scenes from Max, the bubblegum pop music when the popular girls from the Vortex Club get together, the punk rock ska music when Chloe and Max meet or when Frank shows up. Life is Strange knows when to set the mood or when to get the mood uplifted or when to put the general setting right. Life is Strange definitely does wonders when it comes to the soundtrack, and it's a definite pro for me. My last pro for Life is Strange is that the cast of Life is Strange is really what brings in the game entirely. From Max and Chloe looking for answers, Frank trying to find Rachel, Victoria and her clique of girls, Nathan, Warren and the other nerdy kids, Mr. Jefferson, Principal Wells, and even Samuel the janitor. They all fit the mood of the game and really honestly bring in the world of Life is Strange as a whole, honestly. They make this game worth playing a second time to hear every chat dialogue. It's definitely a pro for me. Now, when I was playing Life is Strange, I expected it to have some problems, some bugs, some glitches here and there, but this game really didn't have any major problems. Maybe some minor problems here and there and a few tweaks that could have been done, but this game did not really have any problems. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce to you the cons. My first con for Life is Strange is that the levels doesn't track the audio well or sync up to it too good. It tries to do so but falls short of truly getting the audio down pat with the lip movements or vice versa. This can really distract you during certain serious scenes because of how it looks if you're really paying attention to it. This may not be too bad of a thing now, but it can definitely be distracting during big reveals or major scenes sometimes just because of how distracting it really is. It's definitely a con for me. My last con is that I wish you could have explored everywhere in Life is Strange somewhat instead of what you were limited to.
I would love to see what all of Blackwell Academy look like, or what the rest of Arcadia Bay look like past the Two Wells Diner. Maybe in Season 2 or even in a future title by Don't Nod that we can really see how the rest of the city, school, or building look. But for now, we're limited to our imagination and hope for a next time or next season or something, and that's definitely a con for me. But all in all, Life is Strange is definitely one of those games that came knocking it directly out the park upon its arrival. From the greatly well-written story, awesome cast of characters, mood-setting soundtrack, and cool art style that sets the game apart, to the audio not syncing with the movement of the lips all the way, and the lack of full-on exploration for everywhere in Life is Strange, the game is still amazing. I'll be giving Life is Strange a 4 out of 5.
Alright guys, that includes my Life is Strange review. Stay tuned because my Tales from the Borderlands review will be dropping this weekend, so stay tuned for that. Also, my Metal Gear Solid 5 review will be coming soon as well, so stay tuned for that as well. And guys, I will be streaming Assassin's Creed Syndicate when I come home tonight. If you want to follow me on Twitch, I'll put my link in the description box below. And if you want to follow me on Twitter, I'll put my link in the description box below as well. So hit the follow button on both those sites for me, please. Also, this Monday, upcoming Monday, the official first episode of the Trash Cast with me, Upshot Gaming, and the Uppercase J will be coming soon. So stay tuned for that. It will be on my channel and you will have a good time. So until next time, guys, until the next review, tune in, turn up, and throw down. I'm out.